Greetings, nerds and virgins. Jan Blachowicz versus Jacare Souza at UFC Fight Night 164. Main event. It's a 5-round fight. It's a great fight. Jacare Souza is moving up to light heavyweight to face a true light heavyweight in Jan Blachowicz. Not an easy fight for each other, for both of them. And so Jan Blachowicz has 2 KO wins in UFC, and one is from body kick. He TKO'd Ilir Latifi with a body kick, and he just brutally KO'd Luke Rockhold and just destroyed him. But the thing is, Jan Blachowicz, although, a lot of MMA noobs out there might think, oh, Jan Blachowicz hits so fucking hard, but he doesn't, okay? I think he hits hard, but relative to other light heavyweights like Gustafsson or Cormier or Anthony Johnson or Volkan Oezdemir, I think relative to those guys, I think he hits weaker. I'm not saying he hits like he has pillow hands, but I would say he's like a Michael Bisping of light heavyweight. He could KO other fighters. He could, but he doesn't have one punch KO power. He has to set the punches up. So if you think he has true knockout power, I would say he doesn't. I'm not saying he can't KO Jacare Souza, but he's not the most powerful light heavyweight knockout artist in light heavyweight. And he has zero 5-round experience, which worries me because this is a 5-round fight. This is a main event. And against Jacare Souza has been to 5 rounds 3 times, I think. 3 times. He didn't win all of them, but he's been to 5 rounds, which means a lot because you don't know what it's like to go 5 rounds unless you actually go 5 rounds in the octagon. So I think that counts as well. And his takedown defense has gotten better. I don't think he has the best takedown defense in light heavyweight. I still think that if he faces the best wrestlers in light heavyweight, he will struggle. Like 3 times he struggled against great wrestlers like Patrick Cummins. A lot of people would underestimate Patrick Cummins, but Cummins, no chin, but his wrestling is pretty good as well. And Gustafsson is a striker, but he has very, very good wrestling. And Corey Anderson, great wrestler, and he lost all 3 fights because of his opponent's wrestling. And Jacare Souza is a grappler, so that could be worrisome. But he has granite chin. He has iron chin. He can take a fucking shot. He can take a shot. Some people might think that the fact that he got TKO'd by Thiago Santos, some people might get worried about this fight. But that shot, I think anybody would get knocked down with that shot because that was a beautiful, beautiful counter, left or right. Like he was just going forward with no defense, and he just got Aldo'd. Like the way Jose Aldo got KO'd by Conor McGregor. Thiago Santos was moving backwards and countered him with beautiful left hook or right hook. I don't know. So, and Thiago Santos hits pretty hard as well. So, but he has granite chin. Like he took left hook from Jimmy Manuwa. Jimmy Manuwa, no chin, but he hits left hook. He hits hard. And he hit him with a head kick, and he took it like it was nothing. So Jan Blachowicz, unless he just rushes into Jacare Souza and with no defense, I think he'll be fine against Jacare Souza's power. And for Jacare Souza, he has 4 KOs in UFC. But I wouldn't say he is a KO artist per se. But he has KO power. And the difference between Jan Blachowicz and Jacare Souza is that Jan Blachowicz is a striker. And Jacare Souza, although he has very good striking, he's not a striker. He's a grappler who has very good striking. And so if the fight is just on the feet, I would favor Jan Blachowicz. And he's been to 5 rounds 3 times. He lost twice, and then he lost once. Once was against Tim Kennedy, and the other 2 I can't remember. And then he has jiu-jitsu. He's a jiu-jitsu god, like everybody knows. I think he won a world championship in jiu-jitsu. So jiu-jitsu wise, I think he just eats Jan Blachowicz. But the thing with Jacare Souza is that he's one of those jiu-jitsu artists who has wrestling. The difference between Luke Rockhold and Jacare Souza is that both have phenomenal jiu-jitsu, but the difference is, yeah, Luke Rockhold doesn't have wrestling. He doesn't have the wrestling to take the fight to the ground, but Jacare Souza does have the fight. I mean, does have wrestling to bring the fight, to take the fight to the ground. So I'm not sure if his wrestling is enough to take down a true light heavyweight in Jan Blachowicz. But I think he would do better than Luke Rockhold. Luke Rockhold was trying to take down Jan Blachowicz like 2 or 3 times, but he failed miserably. But if Jacare Souza, I think I'm not saying Jacare Souza will succeed taking down Jan Blachowicz, but I think he'll have better time. I think he'll be more successful than Luke Rockhold. I don't think he's gonna get sparked unconscious in 2 rounds. So yes, but and Jacare Souza has very good chin, but he took a lot of damage. He took a lot of damage in his career. The Robert Whittaker fight, that was brutal. The Yoel Romero, the spinning back fist from Cuban Missile, that's brutal. And then he got KO'd by an upkick from Gegard Mousasi. Kelvin Gastelum, he knocked him down. Chris Weidman fight, he did win, but he took a lot of damage from that fight as well. And then he got knocked down by Jack Hermanson. So against Jan Blachowicz, like I said, he's not a knockout artist, but he's a light heavyweight, and there should be a power difference. So Jacare Souza, I think he could get KO'd. So who do I think is gonna win the fight? I think Jan Blachowicz will win this fight. I think he will. I think he wins this because there are successful fighters who moved up in weight class, and they were successful, like Anthony Johnson, Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, Robert Whittaker, Kelvin Gastelum, Jorge Masvidal, Dustin Poirier, Henry Cejudo. And the ones who failed, Luke Rockhold, Chris Weidman. I mean Chris Weidman, the debut, he failed. I mean, he could go on and win some other fights, but the debut itself, he failed. And do you see the difference? The ones who were successful were the ones who didn't peak, were the ones who weren't so successful in their lower weight class. Like Anthony Johnson at welterweight, he was winning some, losing some. Thiago Santos winning some, losing some. Anthony Smith winning some, losing some. Robert Whittaker at welterweight, he won 3 fights and lost 2, 3-2 at welterweight, and at middleweight 8-1. And Kelvin Gastelum lost some, won some, and then at middleweight he was just knocking everybody out, and then he got a title shot. He did lose to Israel Adesanya, but Israel Adesanya, phenomenal striker. Jorge Masvidal won some, lost some, and then now at welterweight he's just at the pinnacle of his career. And Dustin Poirier had a title shot. Henry Cejudo, Olympic gold medalist. I think he's a phenomenal. He's just a beast. Henry Cejudo is a beast. He's a different kind of animal. So, but the ones who failed, Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman. Do you see the similarity? Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman, they had their moment at middleweight. They had it. Luke Rockhold became champion. He was on like long win streak. He was just destroying everybody. He destroyed Chris Weidman, and then he lost. He started losing. And Chris Weidman, he looked unbeatable. And then he started losing. And now they're moving up. The difference is, the ones who are successful now, I think they didn't reach their true potential when they were at lower weight class. And now they moved up, and now they're reaching their true potential. But the ones who failed, like Luke Rockhold and Chris Weidman, they had their moments at middleweight. And now they failed some, so they're trying to do something new at light heavyweight, but now they're failing because they had their moments. I think Jacare Souza does fit into that category. I mean, Jacare Souza had never had a title shot, never became a champion in UFC, but I think he had his moments in middleweight, and I think he's not a light heavyweight. I wouldn't say he's a small middleweight, but I wouldn't say he's a light heavyweight. And if I had to choose Jacare Souza for 2 categories where he fits, I would say he's more successful at he reached his potential at middleweight, and now he is trying to move up to light heavyweight. but I just see him not doing well at light heavyweight. I think he's gonna lose. I think he could get KO'd, or I think it's gonna go the distance. I think it's gonna go the distance or get KO'd. I would say 55% distance and 45% KO for Jan Blachowicz. And I mean, Jan Blachowicz is not a knockout artist, but there should be a power differential between light heavyweight and middleweight. And Jacare Souza, his chin is not as good as before because he took tremendous amount of damage in his career. So I think Jan Blachowicz wins this one. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. So thanks for watching, nerds and virgins. Goodbye.